In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a simple smart contract, test it locally, and then deploy to the Loom Testnet. Let's get started. To start, let's create an empty project directory. Next, we can cd into that directory and then run truffle init. Next, for testing purposes, we need a local instance of Loom. Let's create a directory, cd into it, and then grab the latest binary from this URL. Once the download is complete, go back to the top level directory of our project. Now we can generate a private and public key. These will be used to interact with both our local dev instance and the Loom testnet. Now we can create our smart contract. Let's create a file in the contracts directory called simplestore.sol. As the name suggests, it's just a simple storage contract where we can read and write data. First, let's define our Solidity version, 0.5.0. Next, we can create the contract object and a variable to store the value. We create an event that is logged every time a new value is set. And then let's create a function for setting that value. Finally, let's create a function for retrieving that value. In order for Truffle to deploy this contract to the network, we need to create a migration file. We can do this by simply copying the original initial migration file and then modifying it to our needs. We can do a simple find and replace of migrations and change it to simple store. Next, we need to set up our configuration file so Truffle knows where to deploy our contract. First, we'll quickly install Loom Truffle Provider. Now we can start editing Truffle config. First, we define some dependencies. Then we create an object for our configuration. Under the networks property, we create a configuration for development. And then under the provider property, we pass a function which will do some setup of our provider. First, we read in our private key from the file we generated earlier. Then we define our chain ID, our write URL, and our read URL. We can now set up our Truffle provider, passing in those variables, and then add some extra accounts for testing from a random mnemonic. With the provider all set up, we can now return it. We can set our network ID to asterisk or a wildcard, and now we can start our local Loom instance. cd into our Loom directory, run loom init, followed by loom run. Another tab in the top level of our project, we can run truffle migrate and set the network to development. With local deployments working, it's time to write some tests. In the test directory, we can create a file called simplestore.js. First, let's pull in our smart contract using artifacts.require. We can define our contract and pass in some accounts. For now, we'll pull in the first account and call it Alice, and then create a variable for our contract instance. We can define a before each hook, which will deploy a fresh new instance of our contract for every test. Our first test will test that we're able to set a value. We'll set the value to 4, make sure the transaction goes through, and then finally, make sure that the event emitted shows the correct value that we just set. We'll create one more test to make sure we can set a value and then retrieve that value using the get method. In this case, we set the value to 5, then call the get method, and then ensure the value is the same as what we just set it to. With our tests created, we can run truffle test and set the network to development. Now that we know everything is working, we can go ahead and deploy our contract to the Loom testnet. To do that, we just need to edit the truffle config file again. We can simply copy the old development object and change a few parameters, namely the chain ID, write URL, read URL, and network ID. We'll call this configuration extdev. Once the configuration has been added, we can run truffle migrate, setting the network to extdev. With our contract deployed to the testnet, let's create a simple UI. For this example, we'll be using Vue.js and we'll need the Vue CLI installed. In the top level of our project, we can run Vue create app. This will create a folder called app and install all the dependencies we need for our Vue app. Once setup is finished, we can cd into our app directory and then run yarn serve. The default port is 8000, but in my case, I'm using port 3000. If you point your browser to localhost and whatever port you chose, you'll see a default welcome page. We can clear out all the default information by editing app.vue and then removing all the boilerplate. If you go back to the browser, you should see a blank page. To create our custom UI, we need to add some dependencies. We're going to be using Bootstrap Vue, Bootstrap, Web3, Loom.js, and Ethers. Back in app.vue, let's create a simple card with a title and then some text to display the value of our smart contract and an input field for updating that value. Next, we add a button for saving that value, which will call a method called setValue, which we will define down below. Within the script tag, we'll define some dependencies. In this example, I'm hard coding the contract address, which I've grabbed after we deployed to testnet. Next, we create a default object with some data, and local variables. In our mounted hook, we'll call some methods that will set up our app, and we'll define those below. The first method will initialize our connection to the Loom testnet. We start by creating a client instance and then grabbing a private key. For this particular UI, we only need to create a random private key and store it in local storage. If we've already generated a key previously, we just grab it from local storage and don't need to generate a new private key. Next, we set up the default middleware and then create a new Loom provider with the client and private key. We wrap that provider as a Web3 provider and then finally as an Ethers provider. Next, let's initialize our contract. First, we define our ABI, so it's our set and get function, and then our new value set event. Then we instantiate a new Ethers contract with our contract address, ABI, and then using the Loom provider we initialized earlier. Finally, let's create an event listener, so every time a new value is set, that value is updated in our UI. Next, we create a set value method, which will call the set method on our smart contract, and then finally a get value method, which, as the name implies, will get the new value. If we open up the browser again, we can see our awesome UI. The contract has no value set, so it defaults to 0. So let's enter a new value and set it. As you can see, the value updated fairly quickly. If we try it again, it still works. And that's it. That's how easy it is to create a smart contract, test it locally, and then deploy to the Loom testnet.